On August 28th, 2020, while waiting for a shrimp soup from a Mexican restaurant, I scrolled through my Instagram posts to see what my favorite artists were doing. It took me a second to realize what was going on. Guardians of the Galaxy star Dave Bautista had his head down, sporting a Black Panther shirt with a comment saying Wakanda Forever. I didn't understand what was going on. I kept scrolling, and then I was instantly shocked by the post that I saw. It was a black and white picture of Chadwick Boseman. It said, Our King, Chadwick Boseman, 1976 2020. I was in shock to hear about his passing. All of social media was blowing up with post after post about the young actor. Every comment kept hitting me like a ton of bricks. It was only after the last post that I saw that it truly broke my heart. Chadwick Boseman lost his 4-year battle with cancer. Every actor, actress, and director had something to say about Chadwick. Olaf voice actor Josh Gad broke down on camera while paying his respects for his good friend. The entire MCU had nothing but great things to say about the actor. Chadwick affected many lives on the silver screen and outside of it. However, when I heard about his passing, something brushed over me like a freight train. We lost a man who gave flesh and bone to the first African American superhero. Chadwick wasn't just Black Panther. He portrayed the lives of 3 famous people in his career. In the film 42, Chadwick portrayed the first modern Major League Baseball player, Jackie Robinson. And by his side was Harrison Ford, who portrayed the Dodgers owner, Branch Rickey. After his passing, Harrison Ford had this to say about the star. His intelligence, personal dignity, and deep commitment inspired his colleagues and elevated the stories he told. He is much a hero as any he played. Soon again, Chadwick placed himself in American history by portraying the first African American Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall. In an article on Time magazine, Sean Combs had beautiful things to say about the actor. It feels like every time Chadwick Boseman appears on screen, he's finding a new way to inspire. His portrayals of African American heroes have shown how Black America has always been able to transform pain into something powerful. Chadwick depicts these figures with a coolness, power, and grace that reminds us that we too can be great ourselves. It wasn't easy for Thurgood to take on a racist system at the time. He was forced to partner up with a white attorney, Sam Friedman, played by Josh Gad. Josh was crushed by his passing. He didn't shy away from expressing how he truly felt about his co-star. He said so much that all I was able to grasp was this. He was somebody that I expected to be intimidated by, and when I met him, it was like we had known each other for decades. There was such approachability. In another biopic, Chadwick had to don the look and voice of the godfather of soul, James Brown, on the film Get On Up. It was directed by Tate Taylor, who is known for the film The Help, and produced by Mick Jagger, lead singer of the Rolling Stones. His portrayal as the godfather of soul was uncanny. Most of the people on set called him Mr. Brown just because it felt right. Co-star Octavia Spencer, while watching the final test footage, she mistook the film as a documentary. She marveled at the actor. Chad can do it. All of it. When he pops down in that split, he can pop right back up. In these 3 films, he had giant shoes to fill. But he took on the role of giants and became a colossal star because of them. However, these roles were only just the beginning of something much, much bigger. Soon after, he would don the suit that will make Chadwick a household name. Stan Lee was inches away from leaving Marvel Comics when he first came up with the Fantastic Four. At the time, DC Comics was blowing up in the comic book industry with Justice League. Stan Lee, nearly at the edge of giving up, was motivated by his wife to create the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four became a huge gateway for up-and-coming superheroes and supervillains, which opened a huge doorway for the first African American superhero. Black Panther debuted in Fantastic Four issue number 52 on July 1966. During this time, a black superhero was unheard of. Black Panther, also known as King T'Challa, was an African American superhero who lived in a highly advanced fictional African country known to everyone at home as Wakanda. Stan Lee was a Jewish writer who wanted to dismantle racism in his comics by representing African Americans and Africans under a different light in the entertainment business, by including diversity in comics. In an interview, Stan Lee had this to say about Black Panther. I have always included minority characters in my stories, often as heroes. We live in a diverse society, in fact, a diverse world, and we must learn to live in peace and with respect for each other. Black Panther came in at a time when Africans were portrayed as savages in the entertainment industry. After Huey Newton's Black Panther Party, Stan Lee had plans to rename Black Panther to Black Leopard. However, that never became the case, maybe due to the positive feedback that came in at Marvel to keep the character's name as is. You have to understand the significance of what Black Panther represented at the time and what he represents now. Although African Americans have freedom, racism still exists to this day. Chadwick Boseman gave flesh and bone to a superhero that represented diversity and strength to Africans and African American people. Losing him while the world is in chaos and dealing with the ramifications for the deaths of many black individuals that gave rise to Black Lives Matter was heartbreaking. Chadwick's speech at the Screen Actors Guild Awards said it best. To be young, gifted, and black, we know what it's like to be told there's not a screen or stage for you to be featured on. That is what we went to work every day, because we knew that we would be around during award seasons of that it would make billions of dollars. But we knew that we had something special that we wanted to give the world. Chadwick and the Black Panther Ensemble won for outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture that night. When Stan Lee wrote stories about Black Panther, he didn't see how far this character would go. He was just writing because it was his passion and he wanted to say something through the characters he wrote about. And now, years later, Black Panther was given life. In the magazine Marvel Studios' The First 10 Years, Chadwick was asked, what was it like at the big Marvel Studios 10-year photo shoot? Part of his answer said, it's mind-blowing to be up there with Stan Lee. These things that were in his mind are actually flesh and blood. He's like, here's my T'Challa. But this comes from his head and comes from Kevin Feige's head. It's amazing. Chadwick was and still is a hero to everyone, regardless of all the pain that he may or may not have suffered. He hid it from everyone, and in those 4 years of his life, he shattered all expectations in every role he played. He was King T'Challa, Black Panther on screen and off screen. I consider him to be the Bruce Lee of our generation, fighting for diversity and freedom. We filmed The Five Bloods in Thailand, and it was hot. Jungles, mountains, and Chadwick was there with us all the way. I never ever suspected that anything was wrong. Chadwick, a trooper, never complained. He was there every single minute in the moment. And his performance is a testament to what he put into that role and all his roles. Director Spike Lee. What a man, and what an immense talent. Brother, you were one of the all-time greats, and your greatness was only the beginning. Actor Mark Ruffalo. He had that power in his art to define a generation. Chadwick was special, a true original. He was a deeply committed and constantly curious artist. He had so much amazing work still left to create. I'm endlessly grateful for our friendship. Actor Chris Evans. One of the last times we spoke, you said we were forever linked, and now the truth of that means more to me than ever. Since nearly the beginning of my career, starting with All My Children when I was 16 years old, taking over a role from Boseman, you paved the way for me. You showed me how to be better, honor purpose, and create legacy. Everything you've given the world, the legends and heroes that you've shown us, we live on forever. But the thing that hurts the most is that I now understand how much of a legend and hero you are. Through it all, you never lost sight of what you loved most. You cared about the kids, the community, our culture, and humanity. You cared about me. You are my big brother, but I never fully got a chance to tell you or to truly give you your flowers while you were here. I wish we had more time. Actor Michael B. Jordan. Only Chadwick could embody Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, and T'Challa. He too knew what it meant to persevere, to summon real strength, and he belongs right there with them, a hero for black kids and for all our kids. Former First Lady Michelle Obama. You could tell right away that he was blessed to be young, gifted, and black, to use that power to gift them heroes to look up to do it all while in pain. What a use of his year. Former President Barack Obama. I always marveled at how special Chadwick was. My entire job as Okuye was to respect and protect the king, honor his leadership. Chadwick made that job profoundly easy. He was the epitome of kindness, elegance, diligence, and grace. To many occasions, I would think how thankful I was that he was the leading man I was working closely with. A true class act, and so perfectly equipped to take on the responsibility of leading the franchise that changed everything for black representation. He made everyone feel loved, heard, and seen. He played great, iconic roles because he possessed inside of himself that connection to greatness to be able to so richly bring them to life. He had a heroic spirit and marched to the beat of his own drum, hence his excellence as an artist and the incredible courage and determination as he faced life's challenges. While still guiding us all, the children he inspired, my heart aches for them to lose their hero just as they found him. I am so thankful to have taken the Black Panther journey with him, to have known him, spent time in his light and leadership, and to call him forever a friend. Actress Danae Gurira. Hey geeks, if you want to hear more from us, check us out on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Subscribe, like, or follow on any of the social networks mentioned, or on Spotify, iTunes, and Stitcher. We love to do what we do and hope you enjoy what we do. Just remember, Geek Mythos Podcast.